guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I know I haven't dropped a video. I was supposed to drop one yesterday, but your girl was not feeling good. I had a migraine, and if for all my girlies who deal with this before and sometimes after, most likely after their periods, I know those migraines that just be hitting. And no matter how much water I was drinking or what I took as far as aspirin, nothing was working. I just had to sleep that off. So I literally went to sleep. So sorry for the inconvenience on that part, but I am back. I am back to drop a fun video, a funny video, and a controversial video. Now, this video is gonna be about the do's and don'ts in Black churches. I had to make a list because I've been seeing this so very often that I just felt like I had to really speak on it, like from my perspective. Now, it's a judgment-free zone, but I just gotta really talk about what's kind of been bothering me. So if you guys agree, or if you guys have any type of like list of your own, do not be afraid to put that in the comments down below, because I might actually agree with you. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Also make sure you share, and let's get into the do's and don'ts of Black churches. So for one, engage. I love churches where the audience or the members are engaging with either the music or with the pastor. That's my thing. I love that. Sometimes it kind of bothers me when people kind of sit there. It's like, why come if you're not going to, engage or at least take heed to what the pastor is saying, especially when it's good. So I like that. I like that a lot. But what I don't like, please do not be one of those people who overly engage. I understand people get excited. They're feeling the moment, the mood. But why are you singing louder than the people on the praise team or the choir? You might as well just join. You might as well just join with them. And it's like, there's a way to go about it if you're really enjoying it, because it's almost like you're trying to get the attention, you're trying to get the moment. I don't like that. I don't like that. Leave that to the choir, leave that to the praise team, and you engage with a way it's like you're not taking attention away, like you're not being so overly loud. It's like, dang, you don't even need a microphone. We can hear you throughout the whole church. You're the only one, right? Or even the type of people who, when they're engaging, participating with the conversation with the pastor or the sermon, it's like the overly clapping loud, like the only one, right? The overly preach, pastor, preach. Like just doing a lot of those where it's just like, all right now, she didn't even put her point on it yet. Like she didn't even say her thing. Like she didn't even get to the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? Like corn of the cob. Y'all know the saying. Like she didn't even get to her point yet to make us be like, there we go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're kind of overdoing it. Don't be that person, please. Do not be that person. I do not like that. I do not. Save it for a concert. Save it for your own, whatever it is that you do. But just don't do that. You're distracting. Please do this if you need to. Sometimes church service can run very long, or sometimes you're just in the moment where you end up missing out on breakfast. Now, I suggest bring you some peppermints. Sometimes churches provide that. Some gum, maybe a little water. You know, water is a push, gum is a push, but gum or water, right? That could hold you over, give you a nice refreshing, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that hunger breath be, you know what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes you be hungry, stomach growling, awkward silence, or just a silence in the church, all you hear is roar. Yeah, that can be embarrassing. Have your peppermint or something. Maybe a little candy, you know, don't have to be just a peppermint. It could be a little candy or whatever. Do not come into the church with a whole buffet. I'm talking about a meal. I'm talking about a piece of chicken. I'm talking about chips, loud rappers. Don't be that person. Because not only are you distracting and you're very loud with the whole rapper and all that, but on top of that, now you got the whole church smelling like food. And what if your food stinks? Now the whole church stinks. And you got people who probably hungry, so now you're making everybody else hungry. It's like, that's disrespectful to me. You know what I'm saying? If you hungry, if you want a meal or something, you feel like you about to pass out, either get up, go to the corridor or the entrance of the church, eat, do what you gotta do, get yourself right, and then come back. All that, I don't like that, especially the people who pop their gum. That's why I said gum is a push. All that popping of gum, that chewing, that smacking, the wrappers of chips opening, candy opening, the pulling of the tub from people bringing meals. Don't be that person. Do not be that person. That's all I'm gonna say. Do not be that person. That's the quickest way to irritate me and be like, what are you doing? Now, when I was younger, I went to this church that I was born and raised in, and they had like a downstairs. It was like a basement, but it was a downstairs, which was where people had like ate their food. It was the bathroom, like the bathroom sections, and of course like the outer sides was like tables and things, tables and chairs so people could eat their food in case we had like a little dinner after church, things of that nature, right? If you have that and you're able to have access downstairs, eat downstairs. If you don't have that and you only have like the outer area before you go outside, which is why I call it a corridor, eat there. There might be a few chairs out there, eat there, right? If there's none of that, go to your car, eat, and then come back. Simple. Be respectful. Now, if you're gonna be the person that has the peppermints and the gum and a water bottle and things of that nature, please clean up after yourself. Clean up after yourself. Although certain churches, they have people who clean up and do all of that, it's very respectful that if you're in your aisle and you're the one that's leaving a gum wrapper and stuff like that, or especially if you have kids, if you know for sure like it's gonna be a messy situation, make sure you clean up after yourself before you leave or after you guys are done eating or snacking, I should say. Do not be the person that's leaving water bottles on the seats or under the seats, under the table or under the chairs, or leaving tissue, gum wrappers. I've even seen instances of people eating chips and having chips on the floor and not chips on the seat, especially if they have kids and people like the kids like to touch stuff with they Cheeto touching hands. Clean up after yourself. Have hand wipes on deck. Clean up after yourself. And what kind of irritates me is that you have those parents and those people who allow them kids to be messy. Oh, they're just kids. No, you're an adult. They might be just kids, but you're peeping the stuff that they're messing up, the things that they're leaving behind. So if they can't do it for themselves, you do it. You're the adult. You should know better. Another thing is hygiene. Now, it's very good for all of us when I say this, the congregation when I say this. Please come in right. I do not want to smell must. I do not want to smell funk. I do not want to smell weed. I do not want to smell alcohol. Now, granted, this does go with the don'ts. So I'm going to say this because this is a judgment-free zone again. You know, you should not judge. And it's understandable that I always keep in the back of my mind, which is why I kind of like battle with this list or this what's it called, this portion of the list. And so you do have people who come off the streets, who are seeking God and who want to hear the word, who are trying to figure out this is a church home, if they're ready to seek God or become a member, or just seeking God, period, right? And you have people of all walks of life, You have alcoholics, drug addicts, you have prostitutes, you have homeless people. So I try to keep in mind for those who do battle with not being able to keep up sometimes in their hygiene department, based off them not having the access. I keep that in mind. They're able to be, they're able to pass with that. But for the ones who come up in there dressed down to a T, always acting stank and then smelling stink, or the ones that come up in there and be carrying on and then you have that smell to you, I advise you to get that right. There's no reason why you're waking up early in the morning and you're not doing your daily hygiene and brushing your teeth and washing that behind and scrubbing that armpit, especially if you took a shower the night before. There should be no reason why there's must. Now, if you're sweating, hop in a shower that morning, get right, boom, pop up at church, you should be good. But if you're coming in funky and you know you smell funky and you don't smell the funk, that means you've been comfortable too much in your funk for too long. You need to get that right. Yeah, the people who get a pass, all you can do is send their prayers, make sure they do find God, make sure that they find a way and that they're able to get supplied with their needs to be able to upkeep themselves. Because I'm gonna be real, not all homeless people, not all drug addicts, not all prostitutes, not that I would genuinely know for prostitutes though, but just saying, like, in a, in a way of just making it a whole, right? Not everybody stinks. There's a lot of people who take care of themselves because that's what they've been raised by, and raised by to take care of themselves and how to take care of themselves as women and men. But there's ways that if you're coming off the street, not even off the street, if you're coming to the church and you have a home, you have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, and you're able to have, not even have that option, but if you're able to have that option to wash that behind and do what you need to do, there should be no reason why you're coming into church smelling like that. I'm sorry. There's a lot of don'ts that I'm listing more than do's. But all in all, do keep your kids in check. Make sure that if they're not involved in church, that they're actively either paying attention or that you have something that's going to keep them calm and situated during the service. I love seeing kids just be themselves and laugh and kiki, right? Or even sometimes, fellowshipping, clapping, singing, whatever. But if you're dealing with the kids who start acting up, acting a fool actually, and you continue to have them act a fool, not one step up and bring them outside or bring them to the corridor and get them together to calm down, and you're just sitting there just laughing like it's cute or that it's okay. If you're one of those people who do that, you deserve a 2-piece in the biscuit, because I don't understand that you're distracting everyone. There should be no reason why the pastor has the speakers going of them talking on the mic, right? Interacting, speaking a word, doing what they gotta do, their sermon. And your child is louder than the pastor. Because now I'm wanting to say, are you gonna get your child? Like, what are you doing? I can understand, like, they start acting up or whatever, and then it's like, okay, that's just like a few minutes, they calm down, whatever. But I'm talking about them people who sit there and have their child act a whole fool, screaming, crying, loud, and they just sit there just calm, or talking about something. Shh. No, pick your child up and bring them to the front. Well, not necessarily the front, but to the back of the church, outside, and calm them down. I give grace to the people who deal with children who are like on a spectrum, who are not able to control their emotions or articulate what it is that they want to say or what they want, and so they kind of react because they just don't know. But the kids who do know, especially the kids who do know, and they continue to carry on, and y'all just sitting there and not doing nothing. Oh, I got beef with y'all. Y'all cannot use they're just being kids. No, they're in the church. They're in the church. If you was to go to a library, they would kick you out. They would literally kick you out. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that. Especially when you have those people or those parents with the kids or siblings with their, with their younger sibling or whatever, and they have to provide an iPad to the kid just to calm them down. And the iPad is just as loud as the pastor. I find that so disrespectful and so very rude. Y'all need to get that together. I understand, like, I'm not a parent, right? So I don't know the struggle of what it takes to get the child ready in the morning for church, to get them to church, to be able to calm them down, especially if they're very young and, again, are not able to articulate right from wrong. But if that child is from the ages of 6 or 7, maybe even 5, right, to up, and they're acting a fool, and you're not doing nothing about it, oh, we have a problem. We have a problem. 2 peas in a biscuit is all I gotta say. Because this type of video, 2 peas in a biscuit. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Another do is having the right ushers. I'm talking about the ushers that are on top of their game, that are respectful, that interact, that know when to do something, when not to do something. Understandably, being an usher, especially if you're either in a small church or a big church, is a very stressful job because you're not able to catch everybody that needs a fan or that needs water or that needs an envelope. You're not able to do that. So sometimes it can be stressful, especially if people are just calling you from left and right? But the don'ts for the ushers, right, is to not act like your top flight security. This is church. If I'm chewing my gum and it's not distracting to nobody else or doing nothing to nobody else, or if I'm eating a mint, why do you have your hand out like you want me to spit it in your hand? I'm talking about the old churches. Because I remember I went to a church one time and I barely got the taste of the mint or the gum in my mouth. And she was like, no, like, if it's not distracting anyone, if it's not being very rude, like, I understand certain churches, like, they hold that because they don't have to clean up after nobody, they don't have to do none of that. But if I'm not distracting you or bothering nobody or being disrespectful or smacking or doing none of that, please put your white hands, your white glove hands out of my face. 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 Out of my face.
I know you better get out of my face! Out of my face! Out of my face!
Right? If I decide to get up, there should be no reason why, like, you're questioning me, like, what I'm doing. Like, girl, that's not Martin Luther King up there. What's going on? You're acting like y'all about to jump me. I just got to use the bathroom. I understand he's speaking, but I gotta pee. I'm grown. And no, I'm not about to wait until whatever is done. No, I'm about to get back to my seat or I'm about to go to the bathroom. Like, I gotta go. If I don't go right now, I'm gonna pee on myself and I'm an adult, so that's embarrassing in the church. And they be looking so butthurt when you be like, no, like, I gotta pee. And they be like, all right, come on. No, don't rush me. Because respectfully, all I gotta do is hit one of these. Excuse me. Thank you, sorry. And then I'm out the door. and I'm out and I'm using the bathroom and I'm coming back to my seat and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the word. It's only gonna, if the bathroom is not packed or got like little malfunctions, it should only take me under 5 minutes, maybe under 3, depending on what I'm doing. Because sometimes if you wear a dress or whatever, sometimes it'd be like a little malfunction. You just gotta get yourself right. A dress, you slip, pants, the zipper might act up, something might be going on. So don't rush me, and don't hold me back from using the bathroom. Like, y'all are not top flight security. Y'all are not getting paid enough to be on my bumper. Y'all supposed to be working for the Lord. Y'all ain't my mama. Hello. And the rest, honestly, is just, I understand the whole context of coming as you are. You're accepted no matter who you are, what you are. Cool. For me though, I don't want to see no booty meat. I should not know what the color of your butt crack looks like. I should not know what the color of your boxers look like. And this kind of goes back to like the smell. I should not know you smoked before you got here. There's a way to freshen yourself up. If you gotta smoke, take a shower, make sure your clothes ain't in the scent. Be respectful, because there are elderly people in the church. There are young children in the church. So it's like, respect the space that you're in, even if you're not gonna just like believe in the building aspect, right? Respect the people who are in there and who are genuinely just trying to enjoy the word. Because I remember sitting behind someone who smelled of weed, and it was so strong that it was giving me a headache, and I started to feel nauseous, and I was ready to leave because it was so strong. Like, it's one thing if you're gonna do your recreational thing and come into, I mean, I don't know why people do this anyways, but to each his own. I'm not judging. Like I said, I'm not judging. You know, you gotta smoke before you go someplace. Cool. But if you're gonna go someplace, make sure you're masking that scent. Make sure you're doing all you can to protect yourself from exposing other people to that. Because now I'm getting a contact high. Now I'm over here not feeling good, getting hot. Like, my head was pounding so bad. I was feeling so nauseous, and it was getting to the point where I felt like I was on a faint. And that's like no dramatic. Like, I be around people who do that. I don't engage, but I be around people who do that, and respectfully, they have respect for me to not have me exposed to that. Or if they are gonna do it around me, they know, like, okay, like, let me give myself a distance, because whatever. And even then, like, just whatever it is that you do, just know you don't have to have everybody else smell that. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna keep it like that, keep it mute after that. You don't have to have everybody else smell what you've been smoking. I'm sorry. But other than that, come as you are, enjoy the service, be respectful of your surroundings, and always stay true to your faith. Allow yourself to be in tune with your spirituality, and just have fun. Like, church isn't supposed to be stern. Church isn't supposed to, especially in the black church. Black churches are not supposed to be so stern to the point where you cannot enjoy a service or enjoy worship. It should not be like that. It should not feel like judgment. It should not feel like you're being called out. It should not feel like you're in a place where every time you turn around, you feel like somebody's watching you. Don't worry about that, right? If you're in an environment like that, it's okay to remove yourself and go to another environment where it's not so. And that's the one thing I'm gonna save it for another video. Just find a place that you can call your own and feel comfortable. Don't get wrapped up in drama, and allow yourself to fully surrender to God and give yourself the energy you need to be able to worship and enjoy the word. So, ending on that note, because that could be another video for another time. I'm just gonna keep it like this, very short and simple. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, leave your comments down below of additional things like do's and don'ts you do not want to see in a Black church. And I'm only talking about the Black church because I've been born and raised in a Black church my whole life. Still go to a Black church, so I can understand the old Black church and the new Black churches, right? So this is something for us to interact in and be able to honestly just laugh about it, but also communicate about what's wrong with certain churches and the things that need to be changed. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and see y'all another time. So I'm your guys' what? I'm your guys' what? I'm your guys' BET, and that's all there is to it. See y'all next time. Peace.
Weekends, get it poppin' on the low. Got a thing coming for sure.
Woke up today, look at your picture just to